all the news and reviews and pop culture that's right to type. Today's top story, JB.
This isn't a direct adaptation of Alan Moore's 1986 work. However, the first trailer for the David Lindelof's HBO take on the Watchmen universe has arrived.
Now, I saw this and I keep messing up the guy's name. I want to say Rorschach.
Rorschach.
So yeah, I'm looking at the scene, and they got all these guys, just like that. It's like that old Eminem video. It's like all these guys in the Rorschach mask and stuff like that. But from what I can gather from the trailer, this is like nowhere near close to the graphic novel that I read. This is like, what is this? Do you know the story? Is this premise? Is it taking place?
You know what? I have not seen it, so this is bad pod for me. But I know that they did do some further adventures of the Watchmen, and also I don't know if this was just some internet hype, but there was like some Watchmen babies thing where they were gonna go way back into the early days. I don't know if that's real. Call me out on it if you want to, internet. I don't care. But you know what? I think that the Watchmen movie doesn't get its just due. I like that movie. I thought it was well done.
It had a better ending than the comic. That ending was so stupid. It was just a letdown for me. But I loved his Swamp Thing. I will love his Swamp Thing comics forever. Yes, he did a fantastic job. Watchmen, I thought, started off strong and had a kooky ending. And the movie, I thought the movie's ending, even though I'm not a super fan of the movie, I thought the ending was much better than the comics.
And that's funny, you're in the minority on that one too. Yeah. I also liked it as well, so we're in the minority.
I would say, even for me, I want to say Watchmen, I might be a little confused on the dates, but I think Watchmen was my first Zack Snyder movie.
What?
It was either that or 300.
Nah, wait, what was the one with the girls?
Sucker Punch?
Sucker Punch.
That was way later.
Was it really?
Yeah. I think Watchmen was where he cut his chops with, and then he had 300, or vice versa. Sucker Punch was kind of...
There was a way we could find out.
And then, of course, then he had the DC, and then we all know what happened there.
Yeah, you get tired of that style after a while, but...
It looks great. It always looks awesome to me.
It does. Too much slow-mo. Untitled Marvel projects are on the schedule, so until Spider-Man Far From Home comes out on July 2nd, that is way before this recording, it's unlikely Marvel will give us anything more to go on. That said, here are the dates for the next 8 Marvel movies. We don't know what these movies are, but we've got May 1st, 2020, November 6th, 2020, February 12th, 2021, May 7th, 2021. November, so 2 every year from now until the 2022.
I mean, basically that's what they're saying. They're going to get, and what they're doing, they're going to give us either a February movie and a
summer movie,
or an April movie, or a summer movie and a November movie.
Yeah.
Is usually, I mean, that's what we've been getting.
Yeah.
So, because like a couple years ago we had Black Panther, and then they gave us,
But oh man, all I want to do is speculate on what's coming though. What is coming? We've got no idea.
Well, they'll probably make a sequel to Captain Marvel, I would say.
All right. Outside of sequels, I would say the next original, because they teased it in Avengers Endgame, and I'm gonna go ahead and hype this up a little bit.
Go ahead.
There was that part. Remember that scene in Avengers Endgame where Black Widow was basically getting the reports from everybody,
Right?
And Okoye was talking about the earthquake that happened off the coast of Africa. And they were like, "What are we going to do about it?" She's like, "We're not going to do anything.
Shit.
It's an earthquake."
Spoiler alert.
Well, they said that was a loose backdoor intro for Namor because in the comic books there was the big earthquake that happened, basically that was Atlantis rising up, and it's off the coast of Africa. So and Atlantis and Wakanda used to have big fights, because Namor started out as a villain.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he was the anti-hero.
Are they going to give him his winged feet? That's all I want to know.
Well, it's funny. He started off as a hero in Timely, then became a villain in Marvel, and then turned around and Marvel became a hero again.
Yeah.
But that Fantastic Four annual #1, that was the big fight between Atlanteans and Earth forces. What a great comic. That's one of the best comics I've ever read.
Do you remember who drew that?
No, I don't.
That had to be like in the 70s, huh?
No, this was in the 60s.
Oh, shit.
This is, you gotta remember, Fantastic Four was the first Marvel book.
Right, that's true.
When they went from Timely to Marvel. And yeah, the first annual was the big fight between Namor, Fantastic Four, and
annual #1. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's a great comic. And I would like to see that. But you know what else? What I would really love to see is the Kree Skrull War.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. The makeups and all that in Captain Marvel looked so great. Oh,
It actually really did. It really did. But as a movie, you're not going to want to watch that. You're going to want to watch. And then they're going to be like, I mean, everyone's waiting for the first family of Marvel to have their MCU movie and do it justice. I am in the minority.
They've already had 2 movies.
I'm in the minority. I feel like they've had 4 movies. You know, they had that one in the 80s that they just threw it together just so they can maintain the rights.
Yeah.
And they had 2 with, you know, Vic Mackey that weren't good.
Yeah.
And then they had the reimagined one with...
That movie never happened.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You could re-traumatize me.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand.
Just scrap that whole project.
I don't know why Ben Grimm
was
why is Ben Grimm being played by little actors? Like really little.
I know,
like
right?
Jamie Bell and I keep forgetting, what's Vic Mackey's real name?
That's
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, thank you. I was
You know,
say,
he's like
Kamish.
Yeah, he's like 5'6", 5'7".
Maybe.
You know? Maybe.
And Ben Grimm's supposed to be a football star. He's like a freaking a huge guy.
Yeah, and then the other one, they had Jamie Bell playing him. I'm like,
everybody in Hollywood is little.
yeah, but these guys are really little. Like they look little. They look little.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Kevin Hart looks little, and when you see him in person, it's like, oh my God, it's a little man.
Well, Marvel really shot itself in the foot giving away Spider-Man. I don't think Sony will ever let those rights go.
Well, I mean, what they're doing right now with Far From Home is they're doing the collabo, even though Sony was like, no, we got the next one, we got it. And
my brother.
Hold on, we got a whole thing.
Yeah, hold tight, you'll get it back.
This week's review, Game of Thrones Season 8.
I'm going to close my ears.
Unlike the first 6 seasons, which consisted of 10 episodes each, and the 7th season, which consisted of 7, the 8th and final season of the fantasy drama television series produced by HBO, which premiered on April 14th of 2019 and concludes on May 19th of 2019. And after almost a 2-year wait, the 8th season consists of only 6 episodes, and so far, fans and critics are split with the final
I
installment.
do not watch this show, but you can't escape all the crap on the internet.
I watch it.
Starbucks cups and shit.
Okay, all right. So that right there is the point of why I am a fan. I'm a throny. I'm a gots. I'm a throny. Whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm a real fan of the show, but I've always stayed out of reading the reviews and stuff like that, because I know everybody got their own opinion. But when you really like something, you like something. But this year, I think it's mostly because of the 2-year wait, and I think a lot of it has to do
It's a letdown, huh?
with people. No, I don't think it. See, not one episode has let me down. There was episode 3 where my biggest complaint was the way it was shot. It was too dark.
Too dark, yeah.
And you couldn't see. And
every episode, there's been a lot of
the Starbucks one was the worst, because they were like, the whole show was, why is there a Starbucks cup in Westeros? And I was like, get over it, man. The girl was drinking her coffee, put it down.
It was there.
They said action. It's not the first time somebody accidentally left something on a set somewhere.
Yeah, I was let down by one episode, and that doesn't mean I'm abandoning the show, because there was a big fight, there's another big fight. First big fight let me down because it had such a build-up, and they just wrapped it all up in less than an hour.
Well, quick question, are these following the books?
No, they're beyond the books now. The last book,
Gotcha.
the last book I want to say he wrote was in 2011.
Yeah.
And 2011 was when Game of Thrones premiered on HBO. And that was, I want to say, was The Dance of Dragons. That was the last book George R.R. Martin wrote.
Right.
So they've been beyond the books, I want to say, since season 6.
Okay.
Season
Well,
6, season 7. They've been beyond the books. There's things that are happening in the books, or excuse me, that is on the show that didn't happen in the books, and of course vice versa. But I have to say that a lot of this is coming down to 2019 is really the end game for a lot of things.
All right.
The Infinity Saga is over. Game of Thrones is over. There's a lot of our shows like Power. We like this is their final season.
Never watched
Big Bang Theory is closing
I
shop.
fell off on that show a long time ago.
But
here and there.
there's a
but
lot of
everything's
a lot of things that come. The Rise of Skywalker. This is going to be the end of the Skywalker saga that started all the way back in 1977.
Oh, yeah.
This is officially, even though Disney did just drop some dates for some untitled Star Wars movies.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not going to be a part of the Star Wars or the Skywalker saga. This is going into the 2020s, where it's going to be all new, all different.
Awesome. And that's what the fans want. We want some new stuff. Remember back in the day when you had to pick up a Fangoria magazine or a Star Log to see, hey, something's coming out.
They used to watch Siskel and Ebert, not because you agreed with them on anything. It was the only place where you could see the previews.
Yeah.
And you talk about two guys that are way too full of themselves. I'm like, dude, you got the dream job. You watch movies for a living.
Yeah.
And then you talk about it. And then you get thumbs down. Somebody works their ass off for months, sometimes even years, pre-production, post-production, and on a 30-minute show, this fat son of a bitch is gonna go like this, and then it's like, oh, well, you know what? He's dead. Or is
They're both dead.
They're both dead. Yeah, you know what?
A fitting tribute to the men who really taught us how to review movies and how to have an objective eye when it comes to art.
I saw this interview with Roger Ebert. This was shortly after Gene Siskel died. And he was talking about how he really didn't need him because he could provide all the critical knowledge you would need to decide whether to see the movie or not. Yeah. But he gave him a little credit. He says, well, Gene Siskel, because the guy asked him, did he do anything for the show? Some well, he was always good at getting the inside information. It's like he totally dismissed his ability as a critic and just he's some Hollywood insider. I was like, wow, that guy is just a prick till the end.
Wow.
Doesn't even have anything nice to say to the man.
And he's dead. Usually you overly eulogize somebody because somebody could be a piece of damn crap, but it's like, you know what? Ooh, they sure could make some good pie. Wasn't that the best pie you'd ever had? She was beating her kids in the street.
Listen, this week, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to have you guys jump in. Ralphie D recommends Tombstone, that 1993 action, I don't know, I'll call it an
historically factual cowboy movie I've ever seen in my life.
Ever.
Because I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, I have something to say about that. But, I mean, who do we have in this movie?
Kurt Russell. Sam Elliott. Bill Paxton.
R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
Michael Biehn.
Even the smaller
Powers
roles.
Booth. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton, wasn't that his first movie?
Billy Bob Thornton.
I'm pretty sure that was
Johnny Tyler, Madcap, Val Kilmer, Dana Delaney.
Val Kilmer did an excellent job.
I'm saying
he was good.
My soft, sweet Hungarian.
I thought he was two people. One was Jim Morrison, and the second one was Doc Holliday. I thought he was both of those people.
How come we don't see him in movies anymore?
He's sick. I mean, I just saw him recently in Snowman. Awful movie. It is not good.
See, someone spent all this time, sometimes their whole lives,
putting this together.
You just give a thumbs down.
Yeah, it was trash. I have two thumbs down on that garbage. But Val Kilmer was in that. He does not looking good, but wish him a speedy recovery. Anywho, see Tombstone if you haven't. It is awesome. I'm Ralphie D, and that's news to me.
I'm Cool Water Kurt. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
We'd like to hear what you think. Leave us a comment down below. Let your opinion be heard.
And if you like this video, please check out our other videos on our channel like 252 and This Weekend.
I'm Johnny Blaze. I give a shout out to my man
AM
at Comics Most Wanted. Like him, follow him, subscribe. And this is 252 Pop Fiction, where you hear it first.
Adonis, pull yourself together.